Alright, chat. What is up? Welcome to the stream. Today is day 82 of live day trading NASDAQ futures. Really, it's like not even live day trading anymore. It's just trade recapping. So, look, let's just do a recap of today's trade. I traded during Asia session again, didn't record it. It was pretty hasty. I think it was actually during a Euro session, but anyways, it was hasty trade. Didn't really stick to my rules properly, I'll admit. Today is actually day 8. No, today is day 7. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Today is day 7 of PJ Trades 1 trade a day challenge. I'm actually gonna make some tweaks. I want to make sure that it's 1 trade a day at the same time. One trade a day, 1 session or 1 entry block time, and 1 setup. So I think those are the 3 rules that he made actually. So I am going to do that, chat. I am going to trade New York Stock Exchange, or NYSE Open, which is 11:30 my time. 1 trade a day, 1 entry model, and it's gonna be my A+ model from here on out, chat. I'm not gonna fuck around with these dodgy ass willy-nillys. I need to actually dub and take this more seriously, really, because I only got about, I think, $1,000 worth of daily max limit left before it closes my account out. So yeah, it's been a bit rocky past couple of weeks. So yeah, Thursday, Friday, if there is a good trade setup, I'll record that. But today I made a loss. Let's go ahead and have a look at this trade. So today, as you would have known, actually, I'm just going to quickly show you the entry, or I'm going to quickly showing you the entry here. So as you can see, the entries were taken here, and then I've stopped out right there. And as you can see, if you have a quick look at this, oh, what is this? It would have hit TP if I had just waited for a better entry, or even on the right side of this section, and I took the trade from there. Would have done a lot better. Okay, so that's a very interesting, that's just a quick overview. But all right, let's just dive into the trade itself. So, what trade did I take? What were the reasons why, etc., etc. I'm just showing you that is the trade itself. Okay, now let's dive into the rationale behind this trade. So, as you all know, NASDAQ has been making all-time highs. So we were coming off the back of an all-time high here. There was a 15-minute breaker structure here. It came back, and then it sort of made another breaker structure. And this is the fail breaker structure model that I learned from trading pools. So it's a sort of something that I've tried to tweak a bit, but it's essentially like a second chance opportunity after a breaker structure, because just because it breaks like this doesn't mean that's always reversing. Sometimes, and it's very low percentage, sometimes you will see this breaker structure comes back, breaker structure, it comes back to this area and then respect it and then continue. So that happens sometimes. It's about, from my data collection, is about 30% of the time, not really that often, 20-30% of the time, but it is something that happens. So that was one indicator. I mean, that was one sign I should have probably reduced my risk, because it's a lower probability trade. Okay, so that is something I should have considered before taking this trade. Anyways, it is still valid though if it plays out. So if the real proper setup would have been, as price comes down to this demand point of interest here, if it respects it enough, like this, something like this, and about 30% of the times it continues and it hits the opposite end of that point of interest. So this would have been a full risk to reward trade if it had adhered to it, but it didn't in my case today. So that was sort of the idea of the trade that I was trying to take. I wanted to take a 15-minute FBOS continuation. I wanted to long after it respected this demand point of interest here, this highlighted section here. After it respected this, I wanted to long from there with this tight stop, well, not tight, but like a stop loss that covers a protected low. And then I wanted to long into the all-time high. Now I did have some small criteria in the trade that I actually took, which was to take profits at the first internal protected area. As you can see, I have a very tight stop loss, which is one error. So if I am actually taking the 15-minute trade correctly, it would have been a much larger stop loss to accommodate for this large take profit area. It would have been something like that, realistically speaking, which one I did not do. I confused taking a low time frame trade with high time frame structure, which is, you know, it's a bit silly. So that is one learning. Obviously, as you can see, I kind of fucked up here. But yeah, there was multiple confluences. So there was an internal break on the lower time frame. So there was this internal break. You have the internal protected high here, okay, which it bounced off a few times. And if we really look into it, you see this black line here. This is the inducement. We've got a sort of liquidity resting beneath it, which gets trapped, or, you know, you see one area each time it comes down and it goes back up is like one inducement there, one inducement there, one inducement there. People get induced, orders get induced, which results in liquidity resting below it. As you can see, this whole section here, which is exactly why price had a massive sweep of this area. There were so many orders right below it that it got swept. That's my sort of methodology in this anyway. So it got swept, and after that, and I'm thinking, okay, after the sweep, boom, I take the long. However, chat, I was too premature. I jumped in a little bit too early. That was the initial sweep. I wanted to wait. I should have waited for the, I guess, push down further, or the manipulation after the sweep to take the entry there. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's a loss. That was today's trade. As you can see now, honestly, this is all bearish at this point. It's fully bearish. I should not be looking for any sort of longs anymore at all. Here on out, I am looking for shorts. So just to clean up this price action a bit more for future reference, this has become a breakout structure. Okay, and there's a lot of news going on at the moment. Today, Wednesday, scheduled in the US. I think it was FOMC. I believe is the news that we've got. Yeah, FOMC, which is actually an hour and a half from now, but I'm obviously going to be asleep for that. I'm not going to be up for that. So yeah, look, to be honest, I could definitely see price coming down here to this protected low. This is the next draw on liquidity. Okay, and then it'll be interesting to see a reaction. Will that be swept, come back, and then continue down? Is this the reversal? Or is it going to respect it and then continue back up the trend? So this will be like a, potentially, if we zoom out, this is like the 30-minute, that would have been like a 30-minute pro trend continuation, if that is something that continues, as you can see here. But low time frame is bearish at the moment. High time frame is still bullish, as you can see. 30 minutes is bullish. This will become an internal change. This will be a change of character. You feel me? And you know, everything else is bullish. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be very interesting to see what happens from here on out. But that is a trade recap for today, chat. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for not live streaming it. But follow me or join, subscribe, join, follow me to see day 7 of PJ trades, one trade a day, or follow